It was the most brazen of heists here at the Louvre Museum at 9:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. The museum just behind me, the most visited in the world, was open. There were people inside when robbers managed to make their way in through a window, having used a truck that they'd parked outside just on the other side of the museum with a mechanical ladder. They broke through that window. What we've heard from several eyewitnesses inside is that you could hear that window and the banging on it as it was opened. 7 minutes in all they were inside. We understand there was an altercation with security guards. The alarms of the display windows that they managed to open were set off. And still, what we understand is they managed to make off with 9 pieces of jewelry. One, the crown of the Empress Eugenie, the wife of Napoleon III, found very quickly afterwards. They made off on motorcycles with 8 other pieces of jewelry. What French authorities are saying is that these are priceless, inestimably valuable pieces of jewelry in cultural and heritage terms.
How difficult is it going to be to try to track these down, recover these?
Well, it's hard to say because information trickles out, but I think there are some encouraging signs here. First, you see that some of the tools that the thieves left behind may have some forensic evidence on them. I'll bet it does. The same for the crown that they dropped behind, unless they were wearing gloves. But there was a vehicle that the thieves used that they tried to set afire, according to press reports. And if they tried to set it on fire, one assumes that they knew that there was some forensic evidence inside that they wanted to destroy. Security forces, they were able to stop them, doing a really good job. And perhaps that vehicle will elicit some clues. Even just where was it stolen from is a good head start for investigators. So there is some promise here.
Yeah, and 2 things. One, how typical is it for a heist to go down in 7 minutes? That seems fast to me, but what would you say to that?
It's very typical. Through the course of my career, I've compiled a database that I constantly analyze, and I found that the normal curve has museum thefts between 3 and 9 minutes. So 7 minutes falls comfortably within those parameters. So it's not atypical. It's pretty common.
Interesting. And then there's the question of what these thieves would want to do or could even do with these jewels. What do they do with it? Do they try to sell them? It would have to be a black market, right? Because they're so known and noteworthy.
There's no buyers for these things. It's sort of similar to stealing a Rembrandt or a Vermeer or a Picasso. Everybody knows, anyone you approach with these things, first of all, you're going to want a lot of money for them. They're going to understand, just from press reports, that these things are stolen. But unlike a painting, what scares me about this sort of theft is the idea that thieves could disassemble these cultural pieces, take a tiara, for instance, and take all of the jewels out of it and sell it separately, which would be catastrophic, but would be a way that money could be made. So the authorities have to act really quickly, and perhaps the institution as well, in enticing the thieves to come forward with these items and to return them as soon as possible.
我告诉大家，我最近发现了新法宝 Royal Face 逆时奇迹系列，它有活肤露、全效精华，还有精华霜。尤其我皮肤比较偏干，所以我非常的注重保湿。保湿做得好，肌肤自然烹饪。提亮肤色更年轻，抚平皱纹超有感。 而且气色变好。用心保养，每天都更美丽。美吧。